If you're a founder planning to build an MVP, watch this. By the end of this video, you will know why you shouldn't build an MVP and what to do instead. No matter if you're building a product for your existing business or starting a new venture, I'm going to tell you about the 5 most common mistakes that founders make while building a software product. Before I start, make sure to hit subscribe if you want to build smart instead of wasting your cash. Mistake number 1. Building without commitment. Let me tell you a real story. I work with a founder whose client is a luxury fashion brand known worldwide. One day he called me and said that client was obsessed with the idea of a software product to track activity in their physical stores. The idea was complex because it combined connectivity of devices, CRM, and content management. That founder wanted to ensure the client would pay for the solution, but wasn't ready to invest in the full-scale project. He asked me, "Can we build a proof of concept or a small MVP?" Here's the thing. That customer already had another system in place that was inefficient and lacked functionality, but replacing it with an MVP wouldn't work. That was the problem the founder faced. What he called MVP would need more than one feature. It would need to be a real system replacing the solution that the client already had. My team proposed a different approach. What if we start with a visual demo? It would cost 10 times less compared to building the whole thing. The plan was simple. Let's design the interface, show it to the client, adjust if needed, and get signed off before building. This approach would lead us to understanding 2 things. First, does the client really need what we designed? And second, would they put their signature on the contract? Otherwise, that founder would risk spending over $100K on a product for just one large customer not ready to pay for it. We used Lovable to visualize the essential flows and the key modules. What happened next? The founder showed the design prototype in one of the luxury stores, we had a few rounds of adjustments, and finally, they signed the deal. Mistake number 2. Building everything all at once. Well, sometimes you really can't build an MVP. This is when you're replacing something complex. I was once discussing a project management software with HR system integration for a construction company in the UK. They asked my team to quote a project that had only 2 pages of text specification and 15 screens in Figma. One thing was missing. The vision was incomplete because they were trying to build something complex without a complete spec. As you could have guessed, quoting on such a project was impossible given the limited input. We asked them, "Does your HR system even have an API? Are you sure all endpoints match the data you want to pull from there?" The answer was silence. They didn't know the product yet, and more importantly, they didn't want to start small. We came up with a plan. Let's take a look at all the processes and see where the team spends 80% of their time. Then, let's define one process that is the most painful. After that, let's build a prototype with just one feature and present it to the team. Get the feedback from the team that will actually use it and adjust the prototype. Once approved, let's build a simple version and scale after. This way, we'd allow users to gradually adopt the new way of managing construction projects while onboarding one department after another. Otherwise, we'd be drowning in requests to fix a large system that already costs over $200K in development. Mistake number 3. Building everything for everyone. I know that you as a founder always want to attract as many customers as possible to secure stable cash flow, but it's not easy to satisfy everyone from the first launch. I worked with a founder who wanted to rebuild his product from a single tenant to a multi-tenant IoT platform. We couldn't build an MVP because the system was comprehensive and we needed to merge a few versions of the product that existed in single-tenant apps. The bottleneck was their largest customer that wanted a specific feature that only they would use. They needed a connector for a specific device which nobody else used. This would add another 20% to the project budget, which was too expensive for the initial launch. So we needed to do something. We came up with a plan. Let's take requests from all the customers, see which of those customers pay us the most, number of SaaS licenses, contract duration, and so on. Then we put those requests in clusters. First, we build those features that intersect the biggest number of customers and the most paying ones. The result? We discovered that 50% of the customers use sensors from the same supplier, and another big customer requested a specific device connector feature which we also included in version 1. So we attacked 50% of the customers and one big whale. Alternatively, we have to deal with tons of complaints and fix a lot of bugs because the more you build, the more you troubleshoot. What happened next? After the launch, we built that feature for the bigger customer who wanted a specific type of device, and they were pleased with the demo after the team released the feature. Mistake number 4. Spending too much on validation. I've seen companies spending over 100k on MVPs and not getting enough customers. If you're in B2C, launch ads first. Better hire a talented designer to get landing page out the door and catchy banners for your ad campaign. Check how many emails you gather for the waitlist or early access to beta even before building the product, and even before designing the product screens. What can you do? Use Lovable to prototype the screens and let your designer reuse them for the landing page. You don't need the product for the demo yet. Same goes for the B2B story. If it's something small with one feature, use Lovable to demo. Don't like Lovable? That's fine. Use a designer for the custom style, but don't spend over 3 to 5k on this. If it's a bigger system, aim for not more than 10% of the project budget to build your prototype. Most of the cost will be for competitor research, writing the user stories, and then design and prototyping. Bottom line. Define the ballpark of the product budget and spend not more than 10% on validation. If you're just building a landing page and launching a meta ads campaign, your budget can be just a few thousand. Mistake number 5. Distribution strategy gap. Are you still planning to build the MVP? Let me tell you something. I know that you as a founder want to launch this faster and start generating revenue. But how about the profits? Do you already know how you'll be getting customers to get through the break-even? Founders are so excited about launching the product that they often forget about the distribution strategy, the essential part. So before launching the MVP, the main question is, how will you get customers over time? For software companies in B2B and B2C segments, the risk is ending up with a product that doesn't generate enough cash to keep the business running. Obviously, we're talking zero profits here. Real example. I work with the founder of a freight exchange platform. They are in B2B and B2C at the same time. Because on the one hand, they sell to transport companies, and on the other hand, their clients are drivers seeking jobs. Think Uber for couriers. The founders struggled attracting drivers to the platform, and we were talking about different issues. Expired licenses, push notifications with job alerts, email deliverability, user interface, etc. Then we analyzed the whole history of paid subscribers and realized that the problem was not enough jobs on the platform, so the users would leave. Then we scored all the backlog items and identified the priority number 1. Build an API integration with one of the key market players, a transport management system owned by a large logistics company in the market. Once this was done, the number of jobs skyrocketed. This was the distribution strategy. Understand what audience wants and integrate with another platform that streams value to these users. In our example, couriers got massive amount of jobs. Here's what to remember. 1. Don't build without commitment. Get contract signed before writing code. 2. Don't build everything all at once. Start with one key feature and scale from there. 3. Don't build for everyone. Focus on features that serve your best customers and the biggest segment. 4. Don't overspend on validation. 10% of your total budget maximum. Use landing pages, ads, and demos first. 5. Don't skip distribution strategy. You need to know how you'll get customers before you build anything. On the complete framework, I've created an MVP validation cheat sheet with every step mapped out. Link in the description. If this was helpful, please do subscribe or leave a comment to help me distribute this video. I share frameworks like this every 2 weeks to help founders like you scale faster without burning cash. See you in the next episode.